Hi, today I will be your instructor for this online course on how to do ASMR. I'm going to teach you the basics step by step on all sorts of different types of triggers, what to expect when you do ASMR, maybe the feedback or the response you could typically get, along with other little things here and there. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for signing up. I know this course was a little bit costly, but hopefully it will be well worth it when you have a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. Alright, so let's begin. So ultimately there are a whole broad array list of different types of triggers out there, and I would recommend that you figure out which one works best for you and your subscribers. So when before you actually make a video, before you actually hit record and film, I would say check in with what you want to do and what others like to do as well. You have to enjoy what you do, but make sure others enjoy what you do as well. And so check in with your audience. If your audience doesn't like a certain thing, make sure you do what they do like. Ask them for video requests. Go in the community tab and say like, hey, before I actually even start hitting record, what do you want to see from me, right? So that's so important. I have a few things here I'm going to actually make sounds with now, but I did want to get that out of the way to make sure that, I did make an emphasis on, how important it is to have those things out the way first so that you know what you want to do, and so it inspires you when you see the view counter go up to keep producing content for these people, this community. Even if it's like a steady viewership, at least you have that steady small community of people coming in that want to see you do the thing, because no one can do the ASMR like you can. No one has the hands you can have. No one has the vocal cords you have. So I do want to say that that's so important before you start your channel, to keep in mind that you're going to have people that don't like what you do either, but you focus on the people that do like what you do. Alright, so I'm going to get started with the first trigger now. This first one is a snack from an airline, and I picked this because it's plasticky, and plastic tends to make a lot more sound, a sharper, more crisper tone, and the microphone tends to pick that up. So it's important what mic you use. I would highly advise you use something like a Zoom mic, a Blue Yeti mic, a Sparks mic, an Andreas mic, a Rode mic, anything shotgunny type, or something that won't sound too tin canny but has surround sound that creates a binaural layer, like left ear here, right ear here, and center, and all around overall, sort of omni, sort of sound, 360 sound. True binaural is more so just specifically left and right ear. It's not really going to be surrounding that much, I believe, so it all depends. You pick what works best for you. Lapels work great if you do it the right method. So I would also advise you get like a shock mount and a fuzzy mic as well, so that you can actually prevent bumps or too loud of a sound, even a pop filter for intonations when you speak a certain way. XLR cables to make sure that there's enough power. So at the end of the day, I would even use a foam end mic if that were to be too much of a sharp, crisp sound. Okay, but overall, here is the plastic, and I recommend you use a soft touch to your fingers. You have to use your hands a lot for ASMR, so keep in mind just to press gently. When you're making sound, don't do this. I'm not going to do it too long because I don't want to disrupt your relaxation either, or startle you, but something gentle like this, and you keep the sound going. Sometimes you stop doing the sound, and then you start doing it again, and that does something to people's minds. It's like, oh, please give me more, right? We tend to wait for and yearn for and crave for the things that are not given to us right away. It's like dangling food in front of someone's face, so sort of like that. I would even not focus too much on one video, on one trigger, because then you could create an extra side platform, like where you say, okay, if you want more of this sound, go on my Patreon and sign up, right? So that you can actually fund and support yourself and your needs and your lifestyle for the work you put in to make this content, right? That's an option. There's some pretzels in here, so it's not only plastic, but some crinkling. Maybe you can even take a risk, which is good to take risks, and actually crunch the food inside this container to get double sound. A lot of objects will produce multiple sounds, so you just make of it what you will. You can even open this and start eating what's inside. I'm not right now because this is old. Different needs for different people. Some people will like the loudness. Some people will hate you for it and unsubscribe. It's all part of the process of being an ASMR artist. So enough of that. You can also choose unique triggers like these random plastic forks here. I mean, most people don't make ASMR with plastic forks, so I thought I'd pick something that most people just don't really do on a regular basis. And this is great. This will allow you to really get creative. You know, you can even do like an arts and crafts project with this or something, you know, glue this onto something. So you can make sound with the forks rubbing against each other. See, it made a loud nails on a chalkboard squeak, so that's the risk you're willing to take. So you want to test and experiment. Maybe this could be a good trigger for some, not so much for others. Again, do what you will, leave what you won't, and just continue doing what people enjoy and works best, and keep repeating content like that. Especially the stuff that people like, you put it on another platform. Don't just keep giving them your all, right? Don't continue giving people what they're looking for. I do think you have to have a fine balance. You should give sometimes, but not all the time, to where it's so like oversaturated, it's no longer in demand, and they can just go back and re-listen to old videos, rehash, you know. So you can tap on this, you know, it's less of a sharpening, deafening sound if you do such a thing. And make sure you have a healthy, appropriate schedule that balances and matches with your life and fits in your schedule, right? Don't just burn out doing tapping on objects, right? Like, you want to be realistic with yourself. Do it part-time as a hobby until you can afford to completely do it full-time, okay? Whatever works. Okay, so that's just one of many examples. You could just maybe do one fork and just... I would recommend plastic for eating, like doing food eating mukbangs, because it is not as loud as a metal utensil would be against a glass, porcelain, metal plate, okay? or plastic plates, paper plates preferably, plastic paper plates preferably. And that's another thing. You can soft spoken or whisper, and you can make different sounds with different words like plastic paper, pork, plastic paper, pork, right? Like with P or T or S or K or Sh. People love different type of sounds, so you can whisper. And you can switch to soft spoken, then whisper again, or whisper the whole video, or soft spoken the whole video, and you can talk slowly, or you can talk really quickly because some people like really fast talking as well. So you can do a mix of all of those things, and it's all equally enjoyable for most listeners. Most people will thumbs up your video 95% of the time. So try not to worry about the critiques. Build a tough skin and you'll be just fine. All right. But you will have to do a lot of experimentation, and they do say 10,000 hours to perfect a craft. So yeah, you will have to put in the work to make sure you're the best you possibly can be. Okay. But don't let subscriber or viewer count determine if you're the best or not. All right. All right. Because that's not up to you. How much you get and make and stuff like that. It's not for everyone, and it's not meant to be for everyone, no matter how much you push yourself and try. All right. So don't be hard on yourself. This is a light bulb box. I just thought I'd add this because of cardboard is a popular one. It's very much so something that sounds great. You can tap on it with your nails or with the pads of your fingers. They also make different sounds. You can scratch the box. You can open the lid gently and slowly. Alright. You can pull out the light bulb and tapping on it, making a sound with it as well. It's an option. You get creative, right? You don't have to make the same sound. I would preferably spend a lot of time on one sound at a time, then switch, rather than switching every 5 seconds, because you give the person enough time to process if they like a trigger or not. So take your time. Don't rush the process. I would also recommend looking up other videos of ASMR and seeing what people like and what they're doing. Maybe something you watch inspires you to do something similar. And thankfully it's easier to do that nowadays more than ever and get ideas more than ever because there's way more content out there. Okay, so let's put this back. You can see what's trending, what's popular, and rinse and repeat the same content yourself, and it helps you boost your channel, get found, because people are looking for that in search results. So that's a way to grow your stuff if you would like, if that's a preference. Alright, this might chroma key out in the green screen, but there's also some tape. This is green tape. I bring this because with loud sounds, you want to be precautious not to pull too hard, too fast, and make that rubber duck sound. You want to do it slowly, turning left and right and left again, peeling back the tape, putting it back, peeling it again. Sometimes you will have to waste products as sacrifice to make sound. That's part of the budget, the cost of making this kind of videos. They can get quite expensive, more than other YouTubers, so because you always have to buy new things. So keep that in mind. In your day-to-day life, try to look for things when you're out and about in the store that you can use for ASMR, especially if it's a big hobby or a full-time passion you want to pursue in the future. You can bring other people on board, like massage videos, haircut, styling videos, acupuncture. You can do so much, can make your channel dedicated to one thing. If your channel is dedicated to a mix of everything, or if your channel is dedicated to like makeup, integrate it with ASMR and see how far you can get, right? But don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to also not do the thing that's popular, not do the thing over and over again that people would rather not see, okay? Step outside of your box, step outside of that comfort zone. You don't always have to appease and please the masses, okay? This is your channel. Writing sounds, so I brought a notepad and a pencil. Make sure it's not too quiet like this, where they can't hear, and not too loud and obnoxious to where they don't want to hear anymore. Just like how you normally would write, the mic should pick it up. These mics are designed to pick up sound even way from here, okay? So keep in mind, be effortless, relax, be natural. Do what you normally do. Unintentional ASMR is typically the best. So try not to be like forcing it, like, you know, being all weird, like pushing it, right? Like robotic, or not flowy, not nice, right? This sort of stiff, maybe not looking in the camera as much, too much looking in the viewfinder. These are all things to consider. The outfit you wear, is it too bright, flashy, obnoxious? Is the background too bright, flashy, obnoxious, right? Is there too much background sound? What is it that you need to consider? Pencil makes great sound, more than pen. Pen is hard to hear, so keep in mind bringing some of these things in certain role plays. Like, okay, a role play is nice, but how can I add more sound to it? People get so caught in the acting of a role play, it's not relaxing anymore, or they're trying too hard to be funny or sassy. These are all different things to consider. Where can I relax the person in the video rather than incorporating entertainment like I'm on a soap opera or something, right? The book is a popular one, all right? Again, you can make different sound. Page flipping, like even magazine page flipping is popular. But try not to turn too loudly or quickly. Do it slowly. Take your time to read the pages. Lick your finger, flip the page, right? Immerse yourself in the trigger and the experience. Listen to it. Put it up to your ear. Does it sound good? How it sounds in your ear will sound next to your mic, especially if you have mics that have the ears like the 3D or the dummy head mics, right? So keep in mind that if it doesn't relax you, it probably won't relax others. Now, although it is difficult to get triggered by your own ASMR, sometimes if you watch back a video while you're editing and it sounds good, you know it's going to be good. But experiment. Practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice outside of your videos. Maybe practice on the new mic first and then see how it sounds, and play it back and edit it a bit and see the noise removal, how it sounds. Does it sound great? Is there too much going on outside? Maybe I need to soundproof my room. Maybe there's too much talking or the humming of a TV in the back. Maybe I need to consider turning off the fridge or putting my pets in another room so that there's no commotion, right? How does my voice sound? Am I hydrated? Did I drink enough water? Did I get enough sleep, right? Am I just not even trying? All right, so again, you want to be natural in yourself. We all have imperfect days, all right? So, but you are going to get criticism for those days because you're putting yourself out there. So maybe reconsider filming in days where you're not at your best, right? Performance is key here, and people will rely on you to, regardless, even if it's not good, to depend on you to come back for more content. So if they see you sort of disinterested or shying away from producing much content, they'll forget eventually about the channel. So it's important to be active and to post at least once a week or whenever you can. I did bring this final trigger, this mince, so it can be very loud unexpectedly, especially when you tilt an object. Make sure before you tilt objects you know what's inside and the potential of the sound it can make. So test sound, always test them, rattle them, shake them, play with them, tap on them, rip them, do what you can before bringing them to a video so that you're prepared and you know what that sound is going to be before you actually commit to bringing it in a video and then having to edit it out later. See, I just opened this and it made a really loud sound, so I'll have to edit that out. Now, for the sake of this, I will take one to demonstrate chewing sounds. So, you want to do a video that you have to edit the least so it appears natural and that you've already rehearsed, rather than so many edit cuts it disrupts someone's flow of relaxation. Not everyone likes to just play an ASMR video and put the screen away. So this is why I say appearance is key. I just sneezed, so I had to cut this part out. So there's going to be unpredictable moments. The dog barks. There's a loud plane going ahead. Keep these in mind, but don't let it allow you to be fearful. You have to relax. You have to be alert at what you're doing, but within a relaxed attitude. I know it's difficult. It's a craft you must perfect over time, but not to the point where you're so perfect that it's unattainable. You see what I'm saying? It's not relatable. You still want to be casual and yourself, just like everyone else, just like most people. So, as I'm chewing, some people don't like the sound, but I can't please everyone, so I'm rattling them in between my teeth, enjoying and savoring the flavor. Maybe I can describe the taste, the scent, the sound in detail. It's very fruity and delicious. It's my favorite icebreaker, and it's not that minty, which is nice, so it feels like I have candy in my mouth. It has just the right amount of sugar, and I love it. Maybe you can even just sit and talk and do a story time. Story time for bed. Something people can fall asleep to. Have a balance. Don't be afraid to be funny. Even if it makes people laugh rather than sleep, it's okay. There's a video for every occasion. Not every video has to be for sleep or relaxation. Take it easy. Alright. Produce shorter content, 10 to 15 minutes, and longer content, half an hour, an hour. Okay? Invest that time, and people will invest their time in you. And with that said, I thank you for listening. I hope this helped you. Taught you how to do ASMR better. And I will see you in the next online class. Bye-bye.